Well, hello again. Now, for the foreseeable future, I think this car is probably going to double as my recording studio at Newcastle United's training ground. So exposed is it. Those of you who know where it is, yeah, I've described the Tyneside wind machine having a in the past. Well, yeah, it's onto the max again this morning. That as well as competing with the train line just over the hill there. So yeah, for the purposes of sound quality, I've come into the car again. And before we go any further, yeah, just come out of Eddie Howe's press conference, and in the description below, there's going to be a link to the story I've just written from Eddie's press conference. And my main takeaway from it was the question I came to ask, really. Is this Newcastle United squad in its current guise strong enough to compete on three fronts? And the reason I asked that question is because the immediacy of the next two matches down at Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup tomorrow, followed by Leicester City at home in the Carabao Cup quarter-final on Tuesday night. Running parallel to the fact that Newcastle find themselves third in the Premier League and in a very real chance of accelerating their journey and qualifying for the Champions League this season. So yeah, my question to Eddie was, is it strong enough, deep enough to compete in all of those competitions? And if you click on the link below, it'll take you through the Mail Online story, which gives his answer. And he does admit that in its current shape, with injuries, probably not. If you've got a fully fit squad, a fully fit 25-man squad, then yes, he feels there's quality in all positions. But isn't that true of every squad? And isn't it also true that you're not going to go between now and the end of the season, given the schedule, without injuries? That's just not realistic. So to me, my interpretation was, and this tallies with my own thoughts as well, I think Newcastle need reinforcement this month. If they are to stay alive in all three. And maybe it will be that the next 4 or 5 days is telling in terms of, should they progress past Sheffield Wednesday and past Leicester, then I think that absolutely heightens the need and strengthens Eddie's argument to go out and do some business this month, especially if the opportunity cost or the risk could be damaging a league campaign in the brilliant position they've put themselves in during the first half of the season. I think almost now, in previous years, Newcastle have, for want of a better phrase, ducked out of the cup competitions because of the league was the priority. The difference being, the league was a priority to stay in the division. Now the league is almost a priority because they've got a chance, as I said there, to do something quite extraordinary and quite ahead of schedule in terms of where this club wants to go. So a lot of factors there, but I do think the squad is running thin. And I say that, we were just debating it in the press room there, is the squad deep enough? Well, has it got enough numbers? Well, every Premier League squad has 25 men now, but for me, there is 2 or 3 there in the Newcastle squad who you probably wouldn't really consider as first team ready for various reasons, be that fitness problems, be that the best days are behind them. And I think Eddie recognises that. And if you read the piece I've written, I think his answer does again, for want of a better word, betray that, really, his thoughts on that. And yeah, I just think the past week as well has shown us how stretched they are in certain areas in terms of bodies starting to deflate a little bit. I thought down at Arsenal on Tuesday night, the midfield 3 in particular looked very leggy and very tired, and that is understandable given they've played 4 matches in the space of 2 weeks. And with regards to team selection, how that impacts tomorrow, at Sheffield Wednesday, I just don't think you can play a Bruno Guimaraes. I thought he looked very tired on Tuesday night. Elsewhere in the team, I think you've got to even look at Joe Willock as there we go, a guest appearance from Keith Downie, who has just recorded his own rival video, would you believe? I interrupted him, so he said he was going to come up here and do the same to me. So I think he was indicating there that he'd done it in one take. Now that didn't look the case to me. Yeah, for a man who's so polished and wonderful on our television screens, he seemed to be struggling with this new YouTube video format, but we'll see what he produces anyway.
The money's for both videos.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, I'm told. So he's seen, subscriber to this channel is Keith, and he's enjoyed what he's seen. But yeah, in terms of the team tomorrow, I just think he's got to mix up that midfield 3. And of the 2 matches, what would be the priority? Well, I think I think Leicester on Tuesday, bearing in mind how far on they are in that competition, one match away from a semi-final. I think if they were going to win either or, it would be Leicester. Saying that, Eddie insists he wants to win both, and of course he does. I don't think it would look too good for him. I don't think he would want to have a repeat of, going out to Cambridge in the third round last year and a League One club in Sheffield Wednesday this time around. Nonetheless, and I'll say this, he didn't say this, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world if Newcastle were beaten tomorrow. Now, some of you might be shouting back at the screen, me saying that, but I just think in the context of the season, I think the Cambridge defeat aided them last year, and I don't think it would be the worst thing this time round, sorry, if Sheffield Wednesday was the same. So a little bit of news to bring you as well. Certainly I can't believe we've got 5 minutes in and I haven't mentioned this, bearing in mind I've talked about him for the last 3 weeks, but Alexander Isak is back in training. Eddie wasn't committal as to whether he would play tomorrow, but there's certainly a chance, and of course that is good news, and what a relief, because it stops us asking questions. Finally he's back in full training, and there's a chance that he could be involved there tomorrow, and what a boost that would be. And from my selfish perspective, I hope he does play, because it's a good story, and we all want to see him back. So yeah, guys, this was a really quick update with a guest appearance from Mr. Downie, of course. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll be down at Hillsborough tomorrow, providing you with a match vlog. So please stay tuned in. There'll be a match report there. More content as well coming up on Mail Plus, Daily Mail, as ever. So keep on reading, keep on watching. Thanks, guys. Safe trip down to the game tomorrow if you are going. Bye bye.